gaming startup, but also with a gamification solution. So we started end of February with those 12 startups, as you can see here. And they moved in to campus. They were based on the first floor, and we spent a few months together. It was a very intensive time. As Michał said, we started with OKRs, a lot of workshops on that, and a lot of work we put into it. But we also went through different workshops. These are just like best moments and best workshops that I've chosen from the program itself. We went through the leadership, we went through building shared vision and mission with the whole teams, but also we touched on the detailed product knowledge such as Firebase or data analytics for gaming, so Google Cloud. But what I'm actually the most proud of is that those companies not only concentrated on their own businesses, but they also helped each other. They shared the knowledge. And it was amazing to witness that they really came to the program with an open mind. Thank you for that. Because even though the program is finishing today, in any moment they can turn around because they created this circle of trust and they can help each other. They can ask fellow founders about the challenges and issues they have. And I know for sure that you guys will help each other. So thanks a lot for that. For me, the highlight was actually the Startup Advisor Summit. I think it was one of the most intensive 2 weeks of the program because we invited 13 Google experts from San Francisco, Los Angeles, London, Seoul, and Sao Paulo. And they were all here for 2 weeks, working tirelessly with those 12 startups on their businesses and on their leadership skills. They actually spent 800 hours on one-on-one mentoring meetings. So huge work there, and because of all of that, we have this amazing result. So actually startups, from the end of February till end of June, they increased the number of downloads of their apps by 22 millions. The monthly recurring revenue increased by 60% year on year, and the revenue from ads increased by 1.5 million. And you may say they were lucky, but actually, at my own graduation, few years back, London Metropolitan University, there was a very smart person who said that luck is when determination meets an opportunity. And as valid as it was back then, I strongly believe that it is valid for each one of you here today. Because you work tirelessly and you are hungry for the success. And along the way, you meet opportunities. And here's the tip. All you need to do is marry those two. And we spent a few intensive months together, and I witnessed your determination and hard work and your focus. And not only that, because I also saw how amazingly you maneuver throughout the startup ecosystem. So, be focused, be ready, because the opportunities will come along the way in the most unexpected moment of all. So huge congratulations on those powerful results. And now, let's hear back from Michał what we have prepared from the gaming startups in the second half of the year.
So, thank you, Magda. Hello, back. Let's start with one thing. In the time of diversity and all important elements of human life cycle, I start with one statement. You know a person by how he finishes, not how he starts. So something finishes, like the residency finishes, but we're starting something new. And we're starting something new that basically is an effect of the things we saw at the residency. Is an effect of our residence development, but also of working with all of you. So today we're announcing the Google for Startup Accelerator, which is a program that's, let's call it a next stage of development we want to address. And before we go to the exact participants that will be working with us in the Google for Startup Accelerator, I will tell you a couple of things why we see it as a next step and why is it so important element. Accelerator is a bit different than residency. It's not 6 months program by sitting here. It's a kind of a bootcamp program that is actually 3 months with a couple of meetings, actually I think two meetings of each length, week length, but in the meantime there's a lot of work being done virtually. But the important thing on it is it's a totally equity-free program that actually Google puts all of its best mentors, experts, in a way that we help the companies scale. Not grow, but scale, yeah? Based on the phase of growth. And before we announce the companies that are within the accelerator, I will say just one thing. I was going to say actually about each of the companies, how much downloads they got, how big are they. But I thought I'd either mess it up and somebody's gonna get mad, or I say something wrong and I'm gonna be mad at myself. So I will say just one thing. For those who will be here on the list, welcome to the Millionaires Club. Millionaires in a way that each of the companies has at least 1 million apps downloaded, and each of them we hope that it's gonna be at least 100 million apps downloaded after the accelerator finish. So the plan for accelerator, we're here in October. We already gathered applications, we already did some diagnosis, we already picked up the companies that we actually can help in our perception the most. The next thing in November, there's going to be a bootcamp, then the next bootcamp is going to be in February. In the meantime, there's going to be a check-in, and we expect a graduation in March. One of the things we're doing acceleration is like we move to a bit different stage in terms of the company's development. But also, it's a shorter, more intense program, which we hope to have more during the 2020. We hope there's not going to be only one accelerator. Stay tuned, there's going to be a lot more things happening in 2020. And I think closer to December, we'll also be telling you a lot more that's going to be happening in 2020. So, the 10 participants. First of all, reality, big data games. Are you in this? Here? Yeah. Good. And we on purposely put some flags for 2 reasons. One reason is for me not to make a mistake, which I was hoping not to make. But the second thing is to show you actually how varied group of 10 startups, 10 companies actually, if you're a Millionaire Club already, of 10 companies we have here. So first, Poland. Then Bone Games, are you in the room? Okay. From Finland. I need to say about these 2 companies that they are both tycoons. Like I'm saying, not tycoons maybe in the size, but do games which are tycoon type of games. This one is for cars, for transit. The previous, the reality big data games is a tycoon in terms of real estate and property games. The next company, Chess and Checker Games. Łukasz, are you here? Yay! I don't remember exactly which year we met with Łukasz, but I remember he was a 1 or 2 people company at the time. One person, yeah. It's great to see you on this group, and great to see how much you developed the company. The next one, Ahoy Games. I must say these are the 2 representatives of classic games. Like Ahoy is doing also the classic type of games, same as chess and checkers. The 2 Desperados. And again, Serbia, Weblinks. PowerPlay Studio. I must say that many people in Poland should be playing their games, because the ski jumping game is a thing that, especially for those of you who remember in Poland the successes of Adam Małysz and the ski jumping, that's probably the new edition of what was played a couple of years ago on the PCs. I really liked it a lot. versus the previous one. The previous one had a great gameplay, but was bricks. Now it's a lot better. And T-Ball. And last but not sorry, still two more. Hyper Games. We have also a representative of Belarus. And now, last but not least, Synctuition, from Estonia. This is not a game, I would say, but if you get tired building the games, try using the app to recover mentally. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and I'm thrilled that we'll get to work with you guys. So now, I'd like to invite you for the discussion about the future of gaming. So where are we heading? And it's my pleasure to introduce the moderator, Piotr Marzec, who is a long-time Googler. He actually leads the market development unit. He's also a hardcore gamer, investor, and a startup advisor. Welcome. So now for the panelists, we have Kristen Calderon. Hello, coming all the way from the west, Ethan Razel, coming from Tel Aviv. He used to run the gaming unit at Google in Tel Aviv. He actually established it, and now he's an investor. And Sebastian Striegel, co-founder of Huge Games and CMO. Thank you.
Okay, so we have quite interesting guests here, but we also have quite interesting audience that is definitely eager to learn some stuff from you. So for the start, let's start with game design. Like, I wonder at which point the game developer should think about monetization. Okay? Who would like to start?
I can take this. First of all, thanks for having me. I worked for Google for many years, so it's always great to come as a visitor, as a guest. Maybe one word, so I'm based out of Tel Aviv, Israel. I have a venture fund that invests only in games, hopefully also in companies that are in this room, so I'll give you my email at the end. So I think to your question, when to start thinking about game design after you thought about economy. So think first of economy, then game design. And to put some more words into that, I think at the end of the day, a good game in terms of economy and monetization means that the players enjoy playing it, because otherwise they won't invest or deposit or whatever we want to call it. And we do see a lot of startups today putting a lot of thought into game design, which is right and it's important, and it did work out for a few of the big players, but are neglecting a little bit economy and monetization. And then when you come to that point, sometimes you don't have enough cash in the bank. Sometimes it's more hard because you already have users that are already trusting and know how to use some sort of behavior in the game, and changing that is not that easy. So yeah, I would for sure, at least my personal opinion would be, put economy and monetization first.
Okay. So day one, that would be the answer. Huh? Start from day one. Okay. So I play a lot. Okay, I'm a hardcore gamer, but I also do play with my son, for example, on Brawl Stars. But what I observed is this young generation at some point doesn't care much about the gameplay itself. It's more about collecting characters, skins, you know, they share with each other how great achievements they have. You know, this becomes kind of a competition almost. And for me, the main thing as a gamer is the gameplay. In many ways, I see the revenue or the monetization streams are almost taking over. Where's the right balance? Now with the monetization, and think about the revenue of the game and the gameplay itself, the pure experience of competing and playing. What do you think about it? Chris?
Hey everyone. So Christian Calderon. Just a little bit about myself. I used to be an investment banker, then held various executive roles at Kickstarter, which was acquired by Stillfront Group, and then Catch App, which was acquired by Ubisoft in 2016. Now I have my own studio called Game Jam. So I think finding the right balance is interesting. Like in the very beginning, we think about a lot of these things before we even start developing the game, because depending on the approach we take, we might take different design strategies. For example, if we make a game with ads, maybe we want session times, mini sessions that are in 30-second breaks where we can serve an interstitial unit, or having that opportunity. Designing a game with an in-app purchase, we would take a different approach. So finding the right balance is always something that you are looking at for us week after week through iterations, and trying to achieve some goal. And for us, it's always either looking at a days of break-even window, trying to break even on our marketing spend within a certain period of time, and then figuring out from there, trickling down what levers can we improve, either on the retention side or the monetization side, to try to accomplish that goal. And each game, each week, each team, it's not always the same issue. It's always new things. So it's very complex to answer, but the best approach to this is having some kind of structure and a process in sprints to accomplish that.
And in mobile gaming, there is not much place for intuition or guessing. Everything is numbers driven. So analytics, that's the way you think about the business. Sebastian, how do you use analytics to make your games business better? How this is helping, and how it can help our games?
So the free-to-play is all about analytics. Difficult to make a free-to-play game without analytics. So made Buildbox guys like a few hours ago, and I said they should make analytics a default feature when you build games in Buildbox, because what do you do when you have a game, a free-to-play game, and there's no analytics? You actually don't know what it is. I also want to say like one sentence about your right balance. Times change, because what is not for you the right balance may be the right balance for for a 7-year-old child, because they don't know games like you used to know. So I like to play jump and runs, but how do you monetize a jump and run in 2019? You cannot. So and if you do a jump and run in 2019 in analytics, you will see that you cannot monetize it. So it's a foundation for a free-to-play business model.
Okay. Now the business models. So what do you think about those? Like, will this evolve? Will we see new business models, or should all the games be funded on advertising or in-app purchases? How do you think about the monetization and business models for mobile games?
I think it's been changing, right? We all started on the premium pricing model, which evolved into premium, which has, even within the last years, seen a major shift with evolving into ad revenue. Even now, I don't think anyone really knows the exact amount of ad revenue games are driving. It's a really big number. And so the business models are constantly evolving and constantly changing. I think as being in mobile, as it matures, we'll start to see even more business models with subscription and hybrids of using everything. So really exciting to see new studios and how they take advantage of these opportunities within the business model itself.
Anything to add?
I think I would agree to that, and I think a lot due to marketing costs becoming more expensive, and CPIs and CPAs, and even if you measure lifetime value, I saw a few of the sessions, which is probably the right thing. Then a lot of the involvement in business models is due to that. Like, it used to be a world 5 years ago where you can rely only on IAP, and on the 1.5 or 2% of people you're monetizing your app, a lot of what's happening in terms of ads, and it's a chicken and egg, right? Because ads are now, you can monetize with ads, but you can actually make money with that. 3 years ago, you could not make money with ads, or it would be much more difficult. We do see merchandise coming into this play, but those are things that will probably come into larger companies and at a later state. I think the most interesting part is that you see a lot of companies building IPs now. So not taking traditional IPs, but really building out IPs and turning them into merchandise. Supercell is probably the best example on that front with Ball Stars, as you mentioned. My son as well, all he cares for is cards. He doesn't care about the game, he cares about cards. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's say you're a small gaming development studio. Yeah? What should you focus on, and what could you possibly outsource? What do you think about this? What should be the core focus, and what follows?
I would say outsource where you're not an expert at. UA is a good example. You don't know where to find UA experts. Ask my friend, of course, Israel. And then once you have the right people in the company, of course, you should stop outsourcing, take it in-house. But I would say even game programming you can outsource, right? But you need to have some core competences in-house, some of them, not all of them, but some of them. You cannot become like an agency where you outsource everything, like analytics, programming, UA, what is left, there's nothing left. But have some core competences of free-to-play in-house, and where you're not expert at, outsource it until you can take it in-house.
So, in all of this, I have to ask about the esports. We've been discussing, you have strong opinions about that, but what I observe is like playing games on one hand side is a very personal experience. I like play myself, and games evolve with the player, let's say, but it's a very personal experience. On the other hand side, I see the rise of streaming, people watching other people playing games. On YouTube is one of the most popular categories. Like my son is actually watching other people playing. For me, it's a total waste of time. But I've been myself to Dota 2, whatever, championships, and it was quite an amazing experience. How do you see this going on and combined with mobile? I know some companies try to embrace this kind of StarCraft 2 championships. Everybody would love to have it, but not many succeed.
Mine. Esports. Okay. Let's split it into two. I think it really depends on where you're publishing your game. China, Japan, Korea would be very different than the United States, and of course Europe. I think the challenge with esports is it's still very difficult to monetize. There are great companies, great startups. A lot of them got a lot of funding and a lot of investments, but they haven't yet cracked how to make money out of it. So is from ticket selling, a lot of merchandise as well, etc., but a lot of them are one-offs, so it's hard to build a business when you're based only on one-offs on big events. I think what is very important in terms of esports and interesting, and this could be right for every type of crowd based on the size, is a lot of esports is done today for marketing reasons. You have a lot of people, you have big events, these big events create a lot of noise, they bring a lot of K factors into the game, and you see more and more, especially the more established companies, having physical events that later on pick up online and YouTube and all other streaming solutions to really get more eyeballs in the game. Epic Games did that with Fortnite, with the DJ event, etc., and that was like one of the most successful acquisition strategies for them in the past years, and this is something that they said, not me. So, but in terms of really building a monetization business around it, I think we're still a little bit in the early days. Saying again, China, Korea, Japan, there are a lot of folks who are making a lot of money on these industries, but they're much more popular.
But if you're a small development company and start with the games, probably you shouldn't think about championships as a first feature.
Depends who your investors are and how much money you have in the bank.
Okay, so let's jump into different categories. So AI in gaming. What do you think about this one? Like, any interesting opportunities with using AI in gaming?
You can use AI, if you can use AI, for better data predictions, for example. But I would say for most game developers, it's not what I would start with. So it's like a part of the optimization process. It's really at the end. Like you don't need AI to have a good game, to have good analytics, to have UA it up and running. Then if you say, okay, I tried a lot, now I have the resources, I have the funding to actually maybe pay someone to do for me the machine learning AI or whatever, then you can do it. But it's really at the end. I believe that there's like, right now there's still like enough companies who are large and they don't even use AI. So, and you know, if they don't use AI, why would I as a startup start from AI? It doesn't make sense. Even for Google and Facebook, so they also still need to use more AI than they use nowadays. It's at the end, in my opinion.
So I'll use some data now. According to Superdata, gaming generated 118 billion in revenue last year. Out of this, 61 million was mobile gaming. So if we're discussing the future of gaming, we cannot say it's mobile because it's present. The mobile is the biggest gaming category in revenue right now. And what's next? So do you feel like mobile titles have some potential to move to bigger screens, for example, where this will expand? Some mobile companies think about mobile only. Is it the right strategy, or is there any way out of this and expansion possibilities?
For someone else answers. I believe that a lot of the questions you ask, you can start with depends on the company size. So like when you're a small company, like, and you have to focus. I mean, you focus on mobile or you focus even on Android, but why would you do like everything? Like that doesn't make sense. And now we can continue.
I would have to agree with that. Like we really focus on what we do, and especially in the very beginning, it's all about doing that. From the numbers that you spoke, I myself even think that it's bigger. I still believe that we don't really know how big it is. It's our industry is bigger than the music industry and the movie industry combined, right? And we don't really know the total size. So I think there's still a huge opportunity in mobile and moving into multiple screens. But yeah, as a studio of our size, we really focus on the games that we make for the phone.
Okay, so there is one last moment announcement. You know, a few minutes ago, we just announced that Google Stadia will be shipping to first players next month. Does it change anything?
So would you expect me to answer?
Of course it does,
Yes, it does.
Okay. What do you think about this interesting situation where like absolutely new companies entering like gaming market? It's not only Google as well. How do you see this, let's say, situation as a future possibilities?
I think in general, it's super important for the gaming industry that the big tech giants are heavily investing here, because stuff that 10 years or 5 years ago to build, today some of them are on the shelf. Like, and not like companies only like Google, but if you think of what Unity did to this industry, and I'm sure Stadia will do similar things in terms of analytics, live ops. Live ops used to be a headache. Today it's many times a shelf product, right? And build a good game without live ops is impossible today. So I think it is important for the industry. Going back to what you just said on you know, where we are versus the film industry and entertainment in general, I think all the big players in the market, Amazon, Google, Facebook, of course, other companies like Tencent, etc., understand that this is where the market is going. And I think it is important that they're, like, you guys are investing there, because otherwise it wouldn't be a fair game. And I think it is important, like, to have a fair game here and to have more and more resources and tools for developers to build great content on them.
Okay. So with this, we'll end our panel. Thank you for discussion. Thank you for listening. Now the questions will be you.
Maybe we have any questions from the audience.
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, there is a question.
Thank you guys, it was very interesting, but I have a question referring to the title of the panel. What do you see the future of mobile gaming in terms of the monetization of gameplay for the next 1 or 2 years?
I think if you look at the data with mobile ad spend, it's really interesting, and you compare it to smartphone penetration. Clearly, mobile ad spend is increasing a lot faster than devices. Our new devices are getting into people's hands. Personally, I've seen our watching ads ARPDAU over time for, you know, when we first launched 2048 to now. Ads ARPDAU has naturally been increasing over time, which I think makes it really, really interesting. As the LTV capacity for ads increases, it creates new opportunities to market. And so I think that's, and my personal belief is that's where the future of gaming will continue to go.
To add on that, I believe there's more and more companies, including huge, who realize that having ads is not actually not bad. And with this CPI question, I believe, so asking about CPI, so the CPIs nowadays in the category where we make still almost our revenue make no sense. So, and the times where like few players were financing everyone else, those are like now much more difficult. Well, I believe it goes into more, it's like more like into smart hybrid models. And when I say smart, that we discuss about like game design, monetization from day one. I believe we can also have the ad monetization from day one. So not like many times sometimes that we have like an ad game base, then we had IP, or we have IP games, and then we had later on ad revenue on it, like, you know, put some banners, put some decisions, and see how far we can go. So I believe you can have that hybrid in the future, like as part of the game design, like from the beginning. And it's not happened yet as often, but this I believe it's important that we stop ignoring the 95% of the non-paying users.
Thank you. Any more questions? Last one.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, there's one. Okay, thank you so much. So now the highlight of the event today. Are you ready, guys? Yes. So I'd like to welcome you to the demo day of the startups that finished the residency program. Each of the startups will have 3 minutes to present their company and their game. And as I said at the beginning, you'll have a chance at the end to invest your virtual dollars in the one that is your favorite, or actually you can choose few, so you can split the money. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Activi and Igor.
Can I help you?
No, that's fine.
I see. Hello everyone, hello players. I'm Igor and I don't play any
virtual game on phone. I do it on bicycle. In Activity, we create a mobile app which turns everyday cycling into a game. So it's like Endomoto, but for non-sporty, casual commuters with some gamification. So whether you are cycle or not, or yet not, I hope this presentation can also inspire you, like how the good product can make good things in the world and also earn good money. So as all games have players, let's start with the short story of one of them. Let's meet Piotr. Piotr, 3 years ago, had a very serious accident and he had to learn how to walk again. No physical activity at all. And the company organized a cycling challenge with our Activity app, and he decided that, like, okay, let's do something like for the first time, like the first step into physical activity. He took his old bicycle, he started to cycle every day to work, like very slowly, getting motivation from having fun with others. And you know what? He almost won the competition and he lost 10 kilograms of weight. So all this happened because of 4 important elements of the game. The first is friendly challenges with healthy scoring that awards not only for sporty results, but for engagement. It's also about awards and achievements. So people collect virtual currency Bitcoins, they're crazy about it, and they can exchange them for some nice rewards. There is social support, people do it in teams, and believe me, there's a first topic to discuss in the kitchen. And many companies also incorporated charity donation into the game so to make it more meaningful. But all of this can happen if you have a great product, and I strongly believe that we are very close to that. So all our metrics are far above world-class benchmarks of this category, health and fitness. The funny thing is that, like, at the very beginning, the app was closed. It was for premium, it was for our paying customers, and then we opened a freemium version with users that just love our product, and we realized that they recommended us to the employers. So, like, people, oh, it's not this version of presentation, but on this slide you can see some of our 100 clients, like, people sold our product. People tripled our employment, and they also doubled our revenue and user base this year. And also thanks to the campus residency, we figure out how to scale, and just this month we launched German market, the Dutch market. So from now on we are ready to scale to make more people active on cycling, because this is good for their health, this is good for the planet, this is good also for investors, and I think that it could be also good for long, because we have some users proposing that maybe Activity is a good dating app, and I believe in that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Igor. We are proud to say that you finished together with your team the residency program. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and giving us all the award for the graduation. Thanks a lot. So now, we would like to introduce Stan from the Warsaw Games. Stan, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Stanisław Fidor from Warsaw Games, and today I would like to tell you how can a startup, maybe yours or the one you have invested into, benefit from the Google Residency, based on the example of Warsaw Games. I'm gonna go through the leadership, the team, and then finish up with the focus in our game. Let's check. Oh, okay, the button is working. First of all, the leadership. Well, Warsaw, we have already received quite some recognition so far. We were featured by Apple during their iPhone keynote conference. Last year we have received the Best Partner Award by Huawei. And we have won, our games have won quite some numerous awards around the world. But if you're a leader, you can't rest on your laurels. That's why the help of over 30 mentors and advisors was very beneficial for Fuero Games. They help us a lot, and especially me as a leader. Well, you may be asking yourself, what does a crying but smiling Terminator icon behind me do here? Well, first of all, that's a character in our game, Rick Royale. But the second, it's also to show what happened to me during one of the mentoring sessions. So Małgosia, I'm not sure if she's here, but she basically made me to cry. But those was very positive experience because those were very positive tears. Those were reminding me how lucky I am to have such a great and determined and dedicated team. Talking about the team. Thanks to another mentor, Effie, we made quite some structural changes. We changed from a department-based structure to a product focus. This was very crucial for us, especially that from the beginning of the residency, back in February, where we were 21 people, we grew to 41 passionate and talented people. If you would like some more numbers, then we expect our revenues to grow by 63% compared to 2018 this year. So let's focus on the focus. And by being during the program, we have implemented internally the so-called OKRs. Objective key results helped us during the time when we were growing to keep our focus on during the development of our games and ensure that the players would love them. That's why I would love you to test our game, to check out the trailer and vote for it later on, so you give the feedback to our team and our efforts so far. Thank you very much to Google, all the mentors, advisors. Thank you guys.
Move to pizza. Marco. Very welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Marco Petkovic and I'm founder of Pixel, which is a mobile gaming startup from Serbia. We're about 50 people and we exist for 8 years, in which time we managed to generate over 300 million installs across the portfolio. I will not be sharing our games simply because we have over, I don't know, we have hundreds. Honestly, I have no idea how many apps and games we have. So feel free to visit our website for more information or talk to me later. What I want to tell you about is Google for Startups program, our experience. So as you have heard previously, it's a 6 months residency program happening here in campus, and Google provides you with top experts in respective fields, both internally and from external companies, and they work with you on a daily basis. So we learned a lot of things, but I could group most of them into 3 groups, let's say. So for us, the main thing was business. We revisited how we operate as a company, how we manage people, and we made a growth strategy for the future. We also received very advanced support with and education and support with all the Google products related to mobile gaming, which is essential in this business. And also, last but not least, we got the chance to meet amazing people who were open to share opinions, experiences, best practices, and so on with us. Speaking of numbers, we managed to get like 67% in user acquisition increase and 77 in ad revenue, which is quite good for 6 months, I believe. And it's still growing on a monthly basis, so it's just for starters. Speaking of the future, we want to grow to 80 people and increase revenue 10 times. So position ourselves as one of the top gaming companies in Europe. And I see a clear path to this goal, which is we have everything, no obstacles, so we just need more time. And for getting us here, I want to thank all the people who were involved in the program, advisors, both internal and external, campus staff, amazing staff, and of course the other startups who shared all the challenges and solutions with us. So yeah, I would really like to share more, but in 3 minutes I have to say thank you. And,
And I actually have to say something. So the brief for startups was actually to pitch their own companies and games. But thank you for talking about the residency. We are very pleased to see how impactful it was. So now I'd like to invite Pelvifly.
Hello, I'm Ula from Pelvifly and Kegel Ninja team. I'm a researcher. I've been fascinated by women's health, in particular pelvic floor disorders, for the past 7 years. Aside in cooperation with engineers from Stanford University, I have devoted my full attention and my research to addressing telerehabilitation and serious women's in healthcare. So one question for you. Have you ever peed in your pants because you were laughing at a joke? You don't want to confess? But Whoopi Goldberg did it in TV. Do you know that every 1 in 3 women suffers from urinary incontinence? According to my published medical research, that time between the first symptoms and the start of therapy is on average 9 years. This shows a lack of knowledge and preventive care. So, Kegel exercises are the first and basic form of rehabilitation recommended by European Association of Urology. But how to train muscles we cannot see? This is my pelvis. Where is this muscle? So we created Pelvifly. This is a sensor, a pressure sensor. This sensor connects with Pelvifly mobile applications that shows, analyzes, and evaluates your pelvic floor muscles activity with help, funny, attractive, and involving games. Women see butterflies, rackets, and involving games, but specialists see charts and analysis. During acceleration program, we launched new application Pelvifly and Kegel Ninja Trailer with advanced software technology. Virtual assistant, gamification, play basketball, your pelvic floor muscles, data analysis, and algorithms. Biggest achievement, launch of the new mobile application, foreign expansion in Italy and UK, and cooperation with social media influencer. Thanks to the Googles and advisors, we implemented new B2B channels, sales channels, and business models pelvic coach for personal trainers, doctors, midwives, and physiotherapists. Thanks Magda Trzaskowska, we implemented Stripe inside in the app. So now we have a subscription model, pelvic coach, smart, and basic training program. Okay, where do we go next? Our target is to have 1 million users in 5 years and 1 billion zlotys in revenues. So get in touch. I would like to invite you on Instagram, Dr. Ula or Pelvic Fly World. You will get more information about your pelvic floor muscles and motivation to continue your training every day. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that hard work. Thanks. And now we would like to invite Big Seconds.
Hello everyone, I'm Łukasz Kuczera and I'm co-founder and CEO of Vixa Games. So I have an important message for you today, and at Vixa Games we believe that life is too short to play boring games. That's why we strive to create fun games that are entertaining and definitely not boring. So today I'd like to show you two of our games. One of them you can play later on in the hallway. This one is called Jumping Jaw, and it's our first title, and it's super entertaining and fun. You are a square guy running up from the lava. It's very simple yet addictive. So internet of working, cool. So feel invited to come over to the hallway after the graduation and play, and you can grab something from the coffee shop, right? Cool. So it's not only fun and entertaining, we put in a really deep and sensitive storyline in the game for you to unravel. So you can download that on mobile solely for free. So if you'd like to play later on. So our second title, and it has also an interesting story behind the, I'm going to tell you later on, behind the graduation program, because thanks to Google we found a publisher for Tap Tap Kingdom, and it's actually right now in the process of a soft launch. So Tap Tap Kingdom is an idle game without the slides, right? Where you build, upgrade, and fight monsters. It's a combination of a Clash Royale with a puzzle game and an idle game. And big interesting combination, at least from my perspective, where players do what they love most. They open chests full of gold and gems. So we got several awards for our work so far. I think one of the most interesting is Southwest or Game Connection. There are some others as well. I would like to. Oh, that's the old one. No. All right. So I have to improvise. All right. So one of the most important things about Google Graduation Program, you heard a lot about what's been going on, and we had 3 key points. First of all, we found a publisher for our title that was in the works, and that was actually not through the Google, but through one of the startups that were participants. Actually, for our games, thank you, Stan. Free marketing. And the second thing was amazing trainings that are actually still going on. Our team members are attending during the weekends. Very deep marketing training. Thank you for doing that. And mentorship, we got an amazing mentorship. We introduced OKRs that were mentioned before, and it helped us to just kick to the next level. And I think we are ready for the acceleration program. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, my name is Tobiasz Szyliński and I am co-founder of JetToast. My friend Chris and I founded the company in 2015. Our goal is to create games exceeding players' expectations. And today I'm gonna tell you how we succeeded with the very first game that we made. Why do I think we succeeded? Because the game has been downloaded over 3 million times without any single dollar spent on the user acquisition. How did we do that? So back to 2015, we decided to create a game that will be attractive to play for everyone. And all of us love cute animals, right? And all of us have been at the farm at least once, right? That's why we decided to create Blocky Farm, mobile farm manager with a tractor, pets, and a lot of love. And before you think, that's another farming simulator, let me tell you what makes Blocky Farm so appealing. First of all, we introduced physics-based, fully interactive tractor driving, first time in the genre. Secondly, we enhanced pet care to a full pet care system known from Tamagotchi games, and that animals give you love in return. Apart from that, we also have changing weather system, nearby town to visit and characters to meet, and fishing boat. That's why Blocky Farm has been many times in the media and gaming press. It has also been featured as a game of the day in the App Store and Google Play. Moreover, Blocky Farm has been nominated as a Best Polish Mobile Game of 2018. And finally, we have very good response from our players, and quoting one of them, the game is a real work of love. So what about the future? It said, do not put all your eggs into one basket. That's why we decided to start working on new prototypes. And we will do our best to create the next game exceeding players' expectations. So wish us good luck. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nina Mikushkova and I'm a founder of a socially engaged game called Being There Together, a game that helps you explore your environment through play. Today I'm going to share with you 3 main reasons why I like the game, and I hope after my presentation you will enjoy it too. First one is boredom, but don't worry, it's not going to be boring. Second one, it's social impact, and third one is flexibility. So let's start with a little behind story, my experience of boredom, how it all began. Imagine that you are traveling on a long distance bus for 30 hours from Athens to Bratislava. You enter a bus full of strangers. After the first hour, you finally find a comfortable position and you start to read the book. After 3 hours, you start to get a little bit bored of the book and you start to explore your environment. That woman next to you has the same jumper as your friend, and the kid that was constantly annoying you, it's in the end quite sweet. You start to develop some kind of relationship with these people. I have realized that this moment of boredom in the public space is very important. It's the moment when we start to care and start to be interested in what is around us. But before this can happen, we usually reach for our phone. Mobile phones instantly bring us back to our virtual bubbles, social networks full of familiar things that we like. Researchers say that we spend approximately 4 hours a day on the phone. That overuse of the smartphones and specifically social media is directly linked to anxiety and depression. But our generation has a problem because we don't have a chance to practice skills, because all our conversations are happening through emojis on our phones. That's why I decided to make mobile games Being There Together. Being There Together is a pervasive card game and mobile app that, through questions and challenges, helps you explore your environment and be more sensitive to the needs of others. a comfortable environment through creating relationships with the people around us. It helps us to not be afraid to express solidarity, empathy, and personal engagement. And that's not the single best thing about being there together. The biggest advantage of the game is its flexibility. From a funny activity to a tool that helps us explore, understand and work with several social problems. Since the development of the game, we have made more than 25 new contents, site-specific versions for festivals, conferences, events, collaborative workshops, hospitals, and schools. Now our focus is directed to the mobile app. So please, if you also see the potential of the game, contact me and let's play together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to introduce Wojtek from Mobile Arts.
Hello, it's great to be here. My name is Wojciech Augustynowicz, and I'm a founder of Mobile Arts, small game dev studio focused on free-to-play games addressed to female niche market. Today I will share with you my story, how Google Residency impacted my company, and how it's going. So let's move to 2015 when all it started. I have released my first application. It was a simple soundboard with cool sounds and fancy UI. It was a huge success back then, and this inspired me to create over 20 apps and games so far. Today, we are a team of 3 people working completely remotely, communicating via Skype, and this is our work. Apart from Domino's, Reef Adventure, Vikings Village, Brawl game, our app, Don't Touch My Phone, is getting bigger. What started out as a simple prank app became crazy popular motion alarm app with millions of downloads, creating some decent revenue. As a company, we're keeping focused on the female niche market and gender-neutral gameplays. I'm seeing there a huge opportunity, and all the new projects are being researched and developed with this audience in mind. At Google Residency, I have learned 2 important things. First, define the problem, ask the right question, and ask the right person. There are a lot of people who can help you. Second, be patient. All the good things need time and sacrifice. I've been honored to work with so many of you guys, and I can't begin to thank you enough for your support. You have made me inspired every day of my residency, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Tomasz Mulatek and I'm the founder of Medical. I want to present you games which are time well spent. We are a group of 14 professionals located here in Warsaw, Poland, and we want our games to be both entertaining but also have this little positive impact on our players. Hexologic, which is our mostly known title, is a world-class accessible puzzler, casual puzzler with some deduction and other kinds of education elements. We define it as time well spent because you don't have to, after turning away from the phone, you don't have to think that this time was in any kind wasted. We didn't want Hexalogic to have any language barrier, so how did we do it? We decided not to put even a single line in the text in the game. We also made sure that the game is playable offline, and also we wanted that the difficulty curve to be challenging but not frustrating. The basic rules of Hexalogic are quite simple. You have to put 1, 2, or 3 dots on every tile and make sure that they sum up to the number at the end of the row. We decided on a fairy tale setting for Hexalogic because we wanted it to appeal to players' imagination, and we also wanted to use dots instead of numbers so that people who are not very fond of math would enjoy the game as well. For example, young kids or people with reading disabilities. Last but not least, we wanted the player to have this kind of mindfulness, to enter this state of flow when he or she plays the game, and this is why we decided on the special audio and special graphical effects with some blur effects and very lightweight user interface. We have received many 5-star reviews from the players from all over the world saying that the game is helping them calm down, relax, and some of them even stated that it's changing their perception of how games can benefit their health. A friend of mine gave Hexalogic to his 11-year-old son, who completed all the levels and told him that it's the best game he ever played, better even than Geometry Dash, and it was like a life achievement for me. Because he's not very fond of math, and completing this kind of puzzle with deduction and calculation really makes his math confidence stronger. The best thing about Hexalogic, though, is that you play it because it's just a great game. It's not that you're forcing yourself to train deduction or calculation. And thanks to the Google for Startups program, we have been able to make our company culture much stronger. We now know where we stand, and we've met so many wonderful people around here who also gave us so much advice that I'm sure that we'll be able to reach to as many people all over the world as possible to have this little positive impact on the world. Thank you.
Thank you, and now heading to Crafts and Fine Games.
Hello. My name is Adam Żurek and I'm Chief Revenue Officer at Crimson Pine Games. Today I'm going to tell you about April Coloring, our top performing application. So firstly, I'm going to tell you about how it all started, then what kind of achievements we've achieved with April Coloring, and last but not least, what kind of future plans are we having. So before I start, please please raise your hand if you have never ever colored anything. Okay, so only one person. As I expected, majority of us know how to color. And so did Max's wife. Max is CEO at Crimson Pine Games. And actually, his wife was painting a lot of paint-by-number kits, which are actually physical, at home. And this is how it started conceptually. So it was a big change for us. We used to make arcade type of titles, arcade type of games, but after 7 months of pre-production, we managed to launch April Coloring in 2018 in May. And it was a big change for us, but it worked. So let's move to our achievements. So firstly, there are many coloring books on the market, but none of them is that realistically imitating paint-by-numbers experience as April Coloring. Moreover, we are having top quality content, and this is what our users really appreciate. And this data is actually first time shared in public, but this is our revenue growth, both on Android and on iOS. And this revenue helps us to cover the cost of 20 people team, top-notch developers, designers, marketers, and others. And during the last 6 months, during the residency program, it helped us really to boost it on both platforms. So thank you very much, Google. We've achieved 1.5 million downloads, and we are just getting started here. So now my favorite part. So this is about our future plans and our vision. So we are living in an era of distraction, of overstimulation. And we can address it in a couple of ways. Either it is intentional, like meditation, for example, or we can do it with subconsciously. For example, play guitar or do some sports. And from reviews from our users, we found that they reach this subconscious mindfulness state. And this is our vision, to become a Netflix of subconscious mindfulness in the future. Under one subscription plan, we could be having a couple of such high-quality products. For example, cross-stitch, paint by numbers, and jigsaw puzzles. And we could delight our users with top quality. Instead of TV series genres, we could be having different apps. Instead of TV series themselves, galleries, and instead of episodes, paintings. So Netflix, beware, with the support of this room audience, we're going to get you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, you met our 10 startups, and now I'd like to ask you to take out your mobile phone, go to investgames.web.app. You'll see the screen on your device, and you'll have 1 million of virtual dollars that you can split between companies. You can invest the whole sum into one. Just choose the favorite pitch, the favorite game out of those 10. You'll have 5 minutes to do so. And in the meantime, I would like to ask all the founders to come back to the stage.
Vote for yourself. Let's vote for the. So how much is your vote?
Nie, co na coś tyle wydało. Ja też nie umiem tego. Ej, to od razu już przeżerami. Nie, no ja już mam
Start investing. Try not to invest in your own country. Founders, if you have already invested, please join me to the stage. So if you invest, come to the stage, founders.
Sami faktycznie? Jeszcze raz.
Okay, so in the meantime, while you vote, we would like to say a huge thank you to the advisors that worked tirelessly with our startups from the beginning of the residency, and they spend really a lot of time with them, helping in different business areas. So first of all, I would like to ask Mark to join me to the stage. He was the head of advisors, and it actually wouldn't be possible without him. So we started the network of advisors for the first time, and we didn't really know what to expect. And Mark stepped up, and he really helped me a lot to coordinate and to make sure that we are matching the startup with the right advisor. So Mark, thank you so much for that.
Colin, thank you. I mean, it's been, I think so actually I'm here representing a team of, let's say, fantastic advisors. And these are all people who come from different industries, from different backgrounds. So some from the mobile gaming industry, others from a wide range. And we had experts both in product, in growth, in law, in finance, in financial. We also had investors among the advisors. So it was a very comprehensive team to help the startups in all the areas, not only in some technical areas. So I think on behalf of the entire advisory team, I would also like to say thank you for the startups. Working with them was a pleasure, and actually they all made it so easy. And as for the advisors who gave up their free time to help these startups, could you please stand up? Because this is the moment where we get to show the appreciation. So if you all stand up, please, and could you come to the stage?
Anna, Małgosia, Łukasz, Aleksander, Peter, Michał, Marcin, Basia, Mateusz, Wojciech, and Marcin. So a lot of people that took the effort and helped our startups to grow.
We have a small sign of appreciation for each of the advisors.
Well, if I may use this opportunity, because I actually had to cut my presentation and cut the thank you part, so I want to use this. I really want to thank some people personally. I see that Mariusz is not here. He's here? Mariusz, please raise your hand for everyone to see you. He was our Google buddy in the program, amazing guy, we all know him. He introduced us to almost everyone we met here and helped us a lot with the Google products and so on. And I must say he's one of few people that really went an extra mile, like above the job description, to really help us, and I sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Also, there are 3 more people who have to listen to me, I'm sorry. But Basha is not here. She's in charge of strategy at Google, but she's in San Francisco now, so she's the person that really helped us with setting up strategy. Then also Magda, I am amazed how you managed to pull this off with your team, like to organize everything from morning to evening and no delays. So yeah, thank you very much. And apart from Googlers, I really have to give special thanks to Effie, who was also advising us on business, spent like a lot of hours during the program, and also extended the support by coming to visit us in Serbia and held like a few days workshop to make sure we implement everything in the right way. So thank you a lot.
Basha, please join us as well. And I think we can do one last photo together on the stage, so let's just squeeze in together. We are actually ahead of schedule, so we want to... Zosia, Mariusz, join us. much to everyone. So founders, please stay, because now we would like to announce the winning pitch. So I can see that we do have the results, and I can see the green envelope coming my way. So let's see who got the biggest amount of virtual dollars. Yes, let's stress that, it's virtual dollars. I'm not promising any real money here. Let's see. First, we will actually check the runner-up, which got $16,600,000, and that startup name is Jet Toast. And now for the winner, who got $25,320,000. Wonder what he will do with all that money. And the winner is Wixa Games. Thank you so much for all the votes. Thank you guys, you're all winners. We saw your results, so I know the business is growing. Thank you so much. And we will take Wixa Games to G-Star Conference in mid-November to Seoul. So get ready. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everyone, and thanks all the startups. I think that's the biggest support I had. She was from the fellow companies, because we had a lot of discussions with the other guys, how they do, and we were actually scared when we came here for the first time. We were, what? We are so lame here, we need to work hard, and we did, and we are working even harder. I would love to be in the Seoul, I can't be, but our co-founders for sure go there. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you so much. So now the most awaiting part, which is a networking part. But before we go there, I just would like to announce that on your badges you have a place where you can collect stickers. If you're gonna play the game of one of our startups at the booths that are prepared in the cafe, you'll receive a sticker, and you can take a lucky draw in our lucky box. You'll see when you leave the room. It's in the middle of the cafe. So please enjoy the time now, get to know our startups more, get to know the investor, the panelists, play the games, and win. Thank you.